Hi, I'm Mishi.
And I'm Bria.
And this is
Kicks and Skittles.
Welcome back, guys. We actually held to our promise and we are back.
Do another video.
Yes. And so this time we're doing an album review of Pierce the Veil's Misadventures. Oh my goodness.
This album came out on May 13th, so this is the deluxe edition of it. So thankfully, you know, we listened to the 2 bonus acoustic songs and everything too, so.
It was oh my gosh. Wow. I'm such a big Pierce the Veil fan. They're my favorite band. And so like waiting, let's just talk about the waiting and like how long. So their last album, Collide with the Sky, was released in 2012, which was obviously 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
And normally, like, bands wait, like, 2 years and then they release another album. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this is 4 years. And Pierce the Veil talked a lot, like, within that 4 years of, oh, it's going to be released this time. Oh, this time. And, like, obviously, a lot of Pierce the Veil fans are, like, waiting and wondering exactly what's going on. And Vic Fuentes and the Pierce the Veil band in general, they all did interviews of, like, okay, we really want it to be perfect. And so... like, we're taking our time with this one, especially, like, they did feel pressure because Collide with the Sky did so well, and so they wanted to make sure that this album was going to be just as good or better than the last one.
Yeah, and we actually have a quote about that from Vic Fuentes when he did an interview with Fuse, talking about, like, the pressure of, like, Collide with the Sky did really well, you know, what's going on with this one, and he said, I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves every time. I'm just the kind of guy who does it to himself. I'm always pushing myself to make something that I'm proud of. We call this album Misadventures because it's been such a weird journey making it. It's completely unlike anything we've ever done. We set out with a plan and it totally tailspun out of control. We went to the studio and we started making the record and everything went great until it didn't.
On All Press's latest issue, not the latest issue, but like the issue with Pierce the Veil on it, they talk a lot with Vic and then also the other band members about like, okay, what exactly happened, and Vic talked about how he like went off by himself for like months at a time, just by himself, renting Airbnbs and just like writing, and like all the while the band is just like waiting for him to like come back with all the lyrics for the songs and everything. And I mean, I think it was great though because like they did express like the amount of trust they had in him. Like we know he's gonna come back with like great stuff and great lyrics. And so, but obviously, like, still, they call it Misadventures because things did go out of control. Let's be real, though. They released the album, and it's legit, and it really is, like, so good. I definitely think that, like, it is just as good or even better than, like, Collide with the Sky.
And they did a tour. In the middle of it, they did do a tour and stuff like that, so, yeah. And, like, in some ways, like, makes sense why it took so long, especially with like, a tour happening. Like, that just, like, makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Why I would, like...
But he said that the tour definitely helped him and like the rest of the band members like get it together. Like they just needed to be together and like needed to see the fandom and like get motivated to like, this is why we're gonna write this album. It's so good.
It is
start
really
to finish.
Good.
I don't think I skip any song.
I don't either. And it's like one of those things where I can listen to this album over and over and just like straight through, which I feel like sometimes like albums, especially when they have like such like a particular type of sound. Sometimes it's, like, hard for me to, like, listen to, like, an album straight through, like, multiple times, because I'm kind of just, like, okay, I need to hear a different type of sound. Does that make sense? Like, but this album I can listen to, like, just over and over again with, like, no problem at all.
It's so good. Truthfully, okay, my ultimate favorite song on the album is Bedless, and I don't think there's any explanation for it. I try to, like, look through the interviews and stuff to see if, like, they had mentioned why they wrote it. There's not really any that I could find. But I absolutely love that song, and I think it's just because, like, it's clearly still Pierce the Veil, but they totally, like, it's still, like, a different, like, vibe to it. Even, Mike Fuentes, he said in the interview with All Press, like, I think I like the songs, like, Bedless and, like, these other ones that just totally, it's still Pierce the Veil, but it's totally, like, a different vibe, and, like, because you have to change, like, you have to, like, evolve. You can't just, like, stick to the same sound. So I just love Bedless. I mean, I think... just, yeah, it's kind of groovy to me. I like it a lot.
It is. It's one of those songs, like, it had to, like, grow on me, because at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about the song, but now I really like it when I listen to it and stuff like that, but, yeah, I really, like, dive in, one, because, like, the way that it sounds, but then also because, really, I just feel like you cannot say that, like, Pierce the Veil, like, their lyrics are not fantastic. You know what I mean? It's, like...
they're so poetic.
Yeah, exactly, like... it's like lyrical in the best sense, as far as like they're really like it really is.
No other word to say that. No other way. Oh gosh.
It is. It's like I don't know. Whenever anytime I listen to Pierce the Veil I'm always just like overwhelmed by just like how amazing the lyrics are and just like how much like imagery and like feeling and emotion they can pack into kind of like these very like short like phrases and stuff like that. So I guess an example of that from this song is, "Now I want to be the tattoo ink that swims down through the needle in your skin."
That's the best line in that
just
song.
like,
that is
wow.
the best line in that song.
Vic Fuentes is definitely like a lyrical genius. Like,
Another song that I really love is "Floral and Fading," and most people know that this is a song that Vic wrote for Danielle, his girlfriend, and I guess from like just seeing her social media, because I don't know her personally, but seeing her social media, like naming it "Floral and Fading" just like fits her personality. Also, like, I mean, there's like imagery of like moments they've had together within the song, but I think like the chorus specifically, it's like, "You say you want to chase the moon like fire, well together we can fake our own death too." And at first when I heard that I was like, oh, what? But like reading the alt press interview, Vic was saying how they're obviously like Danielle, everybody knows that Danielle and Vic are dating, and like there are fans or like people who just hate on her, obviously because of jealousy and like all this stuff. Sorry PTV fans, but he's taken. We can't do anything about it. So like she'll call him up and like in tears and just be like, "These people have said these things to me," like, and be completely hurt about it because like they don't know her personally, but they're gonna hate on her because obviously like either like her modeling or maybe because of Vic or whatever. And so this is a song to say like, you know, we could just fake our own deaths and I just want to be with you. Like another lyric is, "I just want to be alone and watch as you all just disappear." And like I think it's just like such a sweet song that he like did for her, and I think that's also another way of like closing that chapter with the other girl that he was writing about for the past few albums. Like, okay, we're gonna close it with Texas Forever, but then like here's this song about this current, like my current girlfriend. And I think that's just so sweet. It's a total summer jam.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
It's
It has
so nice.
definite summer vibes. It's insane.
So, and now
And
of
the
course,
acoustic version of this is on the deluxe version, and it was unreal.
I died. I
literally
actually
cried while we were listening to it.
literally cried. Oh my goodness. And of course, like now with like the Snapchat filter that has like the flower crown. Every Pierce Seville fan has sung this song with that filter. I have done it. I have to admit it. But yes, that's another really great song on the album. What's your other song?
Okay, I picked Phantom Power and Ludicrous Speed, which
Man.
I love. And I can't even explain why I love this song so
I know.
much. Anyway, that's a really great song, but there are a lot of other really great songs on this album. Again, just because like lyrically they're just like amazing and so beautiful.
There's such depth. There's such depth. Like, I mean, let's talk about too, like Gold Medal Ribbon. That song is about Vic Fuentes, the girl, like a girl that he first said "I love you" to, and that song is named after her favorite flavor of ice cream. It's Baskin Robbins ice cream. Gold Medal Ribbon. Like seriously, such depth. Nobody would have known that had we not like gotten the interview from her. Just saying. Or Song for Isabel, where that one's about like this, like becoming friends with a girl. Like I think they met like at a show. Like she was a fan, I think maybe, and they met at a show, and she like had like a lot of like mental issues. I think like I don't know if she was bipolar. I'm not gonna quote because I don't have the magazine with me. I can't remember, but like it's about her and like her struggle with that, and like just like. Oh my gosh, like, I can't.
It's amazing.
So yes, if you've not listened to it.
Whoa. Freeze. Also, just want to mention Circles real quick. Circles is about the attacks that happened in Paris, actually, and then we were just reading in that Fuse interview also that he said he wrote it like 4 hours. Like, he wrote the song in 4 hours. He said it's just because he was like just responding to kind of like this big international event that like we all knew about and stuff like that, and kind of like, it's written from the perspective of like two
like a
friends,
couple, right? Or two friends?
Yeah, he said two friends in the interview. He said it's about like two friends who are trying to like save themselves, basically. He said that was inspired by just like how he read stories from like people and like they were all trying to save like their friends who were there and stuff like that. So that's what Circles is about.